Hi there, my name is David Fisher, and this little video is just a little bit of an introduction of really about inviting more love into your life. And so oftentimes, particularly when we're in positions of transition and whether we're going through a divorce or whether we just had a breakup with our significant other, perhaps it's something with one of your parents or a brother or a sister, or maybe even just a really good friend, and what happens is that we start asking ourselves, we kind of have this crisis about trying to figure out what it was in them that, why couldn't they get it, why couldn't they be everything we wanted them to be. And the answer is because we really have to be whole within ourselves. We have to be whole and really love and bring into the world, up into consciousness, up into our, up into here. We have to bring up all the little bits of ourselves that we don't necessarily like. And we have to learn to treat all those little bits with love and compassion. And when we do that, what we get is we get the fact that love is there all around us. It's inside of us. Eros is just waiting inside of you. Just like it's waiting inside of me, and just how it's been waiting inside everybody for eons. And if you're watching this video, it's probably because you're waking up. You understand that there's something other than blaming somebody else, about going from serial relationship to relationship, about always, blaming the other for what it is that you're missing in your life. And so, in this mode of consciousness, as we raise consciousness, we're actually raising the love. We're raising the level of Eros, the erotic, the love, the esoteric within us. And so, in this time of ascension, right now, the earth is vibrating, the earth is in ascension. Right now, beings are waking up all over the planet. And our job is to, raise the vibration. But there's more than just vibration. I'll come back to that in a moment. But really, we're beings of light. And so, just right now, sitting here, we're all flashing on and off quickly. We're like little photons just going on and off, on and off, on and off, on and off. And so what happens, when we're in love, or when we're trying to attract love, or just anything in the universe that gets attracted to us, is attracted to us by two different things. One is our vibration. What frequency are we vibrating at? We talk about the angelic frequencies. These angelic frequencies are extremely high. They're incredibly high. And yet, a lot of us, before we wake up, we're walking around in a very low vibration. It's like the difference between, the sound coming out of a subwoofer, that's a very low frequency sound. But an angel is vibrating at a pitch that we can't even hear. It's vibrating at a pitch that we can't even see. That's why we don't see them floating around us all the time, even though they're out there. And so part of the equation is we need to raise our vibration. If we want to attract people who are at the same level that we are, well, if we want something more, if we want more conscious relationships, more love in our life, we have to raise our own vibration. Now, some people wake up spontaneously. I was one of those, and we have a magical spiritual awakening that just happens spontaneously. And when that happens, our vibration automatically, kind of gets like supercharged. It's like somebody putting a battery charger on you and zapping you. Or probably a better metaphor is even, the crash paddles like you see in the hospital, when they stick the two paddles on somebody who's had a heart attack, and amp them up with a bunch of big electric, charge. That's kind of what it feels like when you have that kind of a spontaneous awakening. Other people, they awaken gradually, and they may be awakened earlier, or they may awaken even later. But what's happening is when you're raising your frequency, if you look at the physics of waves, of energy, what's going on is the higher the frequency, the more information that you are putting out into the universe. And so the more information that you're putting out, you're putting out with a very high vibration, you're putting out all kinds of information. You're drawing people to you because they see that you have this capacity for more information, that you have answers. But it also means that you're also going to start finding yourself attracting other high vibration individuals into your life. And what you'll notice is if you've ever been in a, where there's some sort of discordant sound, between, it's just like a cacophony that kind of like you can't figure out what is this music supposed to be about because it just sounds like a really disorganized mess. Well, that's what's happening when, people of different frequencies, of markedly different frequencies meet. They just energetically, they kind of reject each other because both will become a little bit, kind of weirded out. It just doesn't seem to work. And so, one of the things that I do, that I work with clients on, is we go in and we start raising your vibration. We start clearing energetic blockages. And as you do that, you'll notice that certain things that you always, bugged you before, suddenly start to seem unimportant. The things that you used to do that did not contribute to your continued ascension, those also start drifting away. And yes, the people that are low vibration, that are in your life or are attracted to you, they also will go away. And what you're left with is people who are vibrating and moving forward and ascending with you. And together, all of us who are waking up, all of us raising our vibrations, we're holding the vibration for those who are still lost. And so I mentioned that there's a second piece when we're talking about wave theory. And the first, like I mentioned, was frequency. And that's the one you hear about all the time. If you're out there reading on blogs and you're looking at things and, you're all the 2012 stuff, well, what the 2012 stuff is really all about, it's about, raising the vibration on Earth. Notice, it's about raising the vibration. Well, there's two ways to raise a vibration. One is through frequency, because the higher the frequency, the more information. The higher you're vibrating, the more information you can receive, as well as the more information that you're transmitting on an energetic level to our brothers and sisters out there who are still waiting to wake up. But the second thing, the unique thing that I work with is I not only can help you raise your frequency by clearing blockages, but I also work on our amplitude. Now, if you go and review, textbooks on physics and so on and so forth in basic particle wave theory, raising the frequency, like I've mentioned repeatedly, is about raising the amount of information that you can encode and how much information you can transmit in a given time unit. What raising your amplitude does is it's raising the power of the wave. So it's like the difference between, a 5-watt generator and a 50,000 watt generator. Well, what's going on there? Well, what's going on is an amplifier. In an amplifier, all it's doing is it's taking the same frequency, it's just boosting the, the trough to top, amplitude or distance. And when you do that, you're increasing power, even though the information that is contained in that, and even though that frequency has not changed, the power that that frequency is being sent out at is changing. And so it's this unique combination. It's this ability to not only raise your frequency, but raise your amplitude, and that's what I do. And it's all done on the energetic level. And so the first thing that we do is we just go in and we start clearing out all your energy. And we start clearing out all the blockages in your channels, in your chakras. We all have these chakras that are in our body. They're little energetic, or they're almost like little miniature nuclear reactors that are going on inside of us. They're spinning around, and they're generating, they're putting out light. And you'll see on this kind of next slide is the frequency of light. Those are the frequencies of our chakras. And you'll notice that our root chakra, the one that grounds us to the earth, vibrates at the lowest frequency, which kind of makes sense. We're tying that into the earth, right? We're putting that energy, we're rooting that energy down, so that way we're not disconnected from the earth. But as you go all the way up to your crown chakra, you'll notice that that goes into pure white. You've heard about the white light at the end of the tunnel and those sorts of things. Well, I'm here to tell you it's true. That frequency, when it gets up to that intensity, those are the angelic frequencies. Those are why we can't really see them, because they're not perceivable with our physical eyes. They're only perceivable right through here, through your mind's eye. And so the first thing we have to do, if you want more love, if you want more wealth, attraction, whatever it is you want to call it, the law, it's a twofold process. First, we raise your frequency. We raise your frequency by clearing any energy blockages that are in your energetic subtle body. And then next, we go in and we start turning up the amplifiers in your chakras. So now, what's really happening is now you're transmitting a lot of information, and you're doing it with power. You're really sending that signal out into the universe that I'm ready. And not only am I ready, I'm the powerful spiritual being that I was always meant to be. And now what's going to happen is all those things are going to start coming into you. And you're also going to be able to receive more information. So, if you have a guide presently, you might find that the volume of information that you get from your guide really starts ramping up. In addition, you might attract other guides. And when you do, you can start integrating all this information into your being, into your higher self. And then we're going to get to the point where, in totality, we really love ourselves. Not in a narcissistic, selfish kind of way, but in a way that is whole. That means that we can sit alone and we're not lonely. That we're not always looking out there for something to make us feel at peace in here, because we're already at peace in here. And so then what you'll notice is that the kind of person that you may have been attracted to before is no longer attractive. And you may not be able to tell why, but I'll tell you why. It's because you're not vibrating at the same frequency. You're not sending out the same signal at 50,000 watts, up in the gigahertz range like you will be after working with me. So it's a process. And so thank you for watching this video, and if you like what you've heard and you'd like to hear more, please contact me or sign up for the free guided meditation that is available on this website here, and let's schedule your session so that way we can get started on this important work with you. With love, David.